Did you know that there are two types of baking powder, and it is important for you to know which one you are using when next you want to bake, or you want to make some snacks, or you want to fry something in your kitchen? The first type of baking powder that we have is the single active baking powder, and the second type of baking powder that we have is the double active baking powder. And these two baking powder have different functions that they perform. For the single active baking powder, when you make your batter or your dough, it is only active when it is wet. And this brings me to the second point of the single active baking powder. Because it is only active when it is wet, it means that immediately you mix your batter or your dough, you either fry quickly or you bake quickly so that the baking powder can be active. Another thing about the single active baking powder is that it is used by most professionals because they are the ones who know how best to use it. So to the double active baking powder, that is the common one that we find in cake shops, and that is the common one that bakers and home bakers use. For the double active baking powder, it works both when you mix your ingredients, that is when your dough is wet, and also it works when it comes in contact with heat. So it means that you don't need to fry it immediately and you don't need to bake immediately. Sometimes you will need your batter to rest before you bake or before you fry. For a home baker or for someone who just wants to fry something, I know you'll be asking which one then is the best. I would suggest that you go for the double active baking powder, because as you work and your dough is still wet, it is active, and also when it comes in contact with it is also active. So I hope you've learned something today. Next you go to that baking shop to buy baking powder, always ensure to check if it's a single active baking powder or double active baking powder so that it will suit best what you want to prepare. See you in my next video.